Hey guys, welcome back or welcome if you are new, and I'm here for another YouTube video. So today I'm going to be reviewing the black phone, and that recently came out on Friday the 24th. So clearly there's going to be spoilers. So if you've not seen it, it's in theaters right now, or if you don't feel like going to the theaters, you could get it on Peacock Premium, which I'm going to say is $20. It's probably less, but I don't know. But yeah, but social medias are right here, and let's just get started.
I'll be home in the morning.
Where are you going?
I'm staying over at Susie's tonight.
What's new? The flyer.
The papers call him the grabber.
I wish you wouldn't call him that.
You don't actually believe that story, do you? Because he can't hear you, and he doesn't really take kids that safe.
Oh, you goof. Well, isn't that just peachy keen?
You need some help?
You see that?
Yeah.
Would you hand me my hat? Yes, sir. I am a part-time magician.
Are those black balloons in there?
Would you like to see a magic trick?
I have an announcement to make. One of our students, Finney Blake, was abducted.
What if I could help the police find Finney?
Doesn't work. Not since I was a kid.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
Daddy, I had a dream about it.
What happened in your dream?
He was taken.
By a man with black balloons.
Yes.
We never released those details.
Hello?
Don't hang up.
Who are you?
You know all our names?
You're getting out of here.
Please let the dreams be real.
See the wall in front of you? I tore a long cable loose from down there.
There's a combination lock on the inside of the storm door.
What's the combination?
I carved it in the wall. The tree, the door, the gate. I'd never seen it before except in my dreams.
You don't have much time.
You're gonna use a weapon. You raise the phone, step back, and swing.
Look what you made me do.
Please hurry.
You remember what I told you?
There's someday I have to stand up for myself.
Someday is today, Finn.
Okay, so I have really enjoyed this movie. Either people really like it or they're meh about it. I really haven't heard any bad reviews yet, but it's only been out for a couple of days. But I've been hearing really good reviews on it so far. So yeah. But basically the plot is, so we have Finney, and he's a 13-year-old boy, and he ends up getting kidnapped by this guy named the Grabber. And then what happens is a disconnected phone line, but he ends up getting calls from the previous victims, and then basically trying to help him get out. So that is it. When I first heard about it, which was back in 2021, so it was supposed to be brought into January 2021, but then it got held off until now. So that's why if you look it up, it says 2021 instead of 2022. And I'd love to say why. I'm guessing COVID, but I think you just said it was something else. So basically, I'm just going to start out with the movie. And it takes place in 1978, I'm going to guess. And basically we were at a baseball game. And we have Finney, and he's playing some other opponent guy. and he gets one strike, like that's good, but then he ends up like losing because like the other two he ends up getting or something, or I don't remember, or it was like something happened, but then he ends up winning, and the guy who won is Bruce. So then, like, you know, like it shows them like saying good game, and like Bruce looked at Finney and was like, thanks for your arm is mint or something like that. I can't really hear him. And then we have basically Bruce on his bike, and he's just saying hi to her, basically, like all the girls, because they're all like in love with him, I guess. And then we see this black car pull up, and then it goes into the credits, which I really liked how they did the credits sequence. I love the way they did it, like with all like the missing posters and everything, and I loved the music of it, and it was just really like not fun, but it was really like original. So Ethan Hawke played the Grabber, and basically the Grabber, Ethan Hawke played in Sinister, if you have seen that, but he is also known for in Moon Knight, which I have not seen that. So I really liked Ethan Hawke in this. And I didn't know it was him until like someone told me like on the way we were driving there. And then, so I guess we just start out with Finney and his sister Gwen, and they're like walking to school, and they like kind of like talk. And then there's a fight, and then basically there's a big guy and a little small guy, and you expect like the big guy to beat the small guy, but like the small guy's Robin, and he ends up beating him. And we go into the bathroom, because these like bullies are like following like Finney, and like Robin comes in and is basically telling them to like go away and just stop messing with him, or like they'd have to like deal with Robin. So, and then Robin's like, I thought about how he's seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he's like, no, not yet, like I want to. And then he tells me he has to learn how to stand up for himself. So and they go home until Friday, and then Gwen goes to a friend's house every Friday, and he takes care of the dad, and that's kind of like he gets home, and we kind of see like the dad's kind of an alcoholic, and then he ends up watching this scary movie in black and white because it was in like the 70s, so that and then basically this is one part is a little disturbing, and they said it was like a hard scene to make, but basically like Finn wakes up and he hears beaten and a little kid crying, and he runs in, and then basically the dad is beating Gwen. And we're just gonna go back because I missed a part. Basically the cops called Gwen in because she ended up telling the sister of Bruce that she had a dream that there were black balloons, and then I guess there were black balloons at the crime scene, so they're trying to figure out like how she knew that. And it's just really funny, like the mouth she got on her and everything. Like I love Gwen. She's like definitely one of my favorite characters in this movie. And she like, I don't think this movie would have been as good as it was without that character. And I think like the child actors are usually not that good because they're kids, but I think they are really good actors. But fast forward back to him beating her. Basically, like the cops came to his work, and he's like, "Why are they coming to work? Why are they coming to work?" And he was beating her, and it's like, it was really hard to watch. So we can basically tell like the dad's kind of a jerk. And then they end up going to watch TV, and she wasn't allowed to put ice on it. So what happens is we see Robin, and he is like walking like really like towards the van. You see like the guy, and he has the balloons, and you see him like in his mask. And I wanted to understand why he seemed to be walking towards the Grabber. The one thing I didn't like is why they never like specified why he did that. Because I thought, okay, maybe he's somewhat a part of it. Like, you know, like maybe there's something more going on. But then we never find out. But then he gets kidnapped. And of course, since he's kidnapped, not anymore, Finney gets beat up. And then Gwen, like the amazing sister she is, tries to stand up for him. And then hits them in the head of the rock. And then she gets beat up too. And then they go to school. And I guess it was like a whole week passes by or something, because it's Friday, so then she's going home again, like to a friend's house. And then of course you see like the guy, and he's like the Grabber, and he like drops something, and like the nice guy Finney is, like he'll go and help. And then the Grabber is like, you want to see something cool? And then he was like, and Finney's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, are those balloons too back? And he got close. And I'm not going to go and say this is child's fault. He got kidnapped. But I'm just saying, if there's a kidnapper on the loose and like 5 kids have already gotten kidnapped so far, why would you go near a van? A stranger's van? Like, I'm like, no offense, I'm just a little questioning. But then tries to kidnap him. Well, he does, and he like stabs him. And then we get to a scene of him like killing him and then yelling at him because like, he has a mark on his arm. And then he like lays him down in the bed and Missy says like, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm not gonna make you do anything that you won't like. And then like he will leave, and then Finney will go and try to use the phone, and then the guy's like, put it down. Like, it doesn't work. Put it down and everything. And we soon realize that someone is upstairs. And we don't know who, but he's just acting weird, like he can't get like Finney food because there's someone upstairs and someone will know. And he's like, I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna scream. But he's like, it's a soundproof, you're not gonna be able to hear. Which I kind of forgot in the middle of the movie, which I'll explain later. But yeah, so then Finney just lays down, and then it goes on to basically Gwen and her friend's house, and then getting a call from her dad that her brother got kidnapped. And it's really sad because like these siblings are really close to each other, and it's just really sad because she thinks she has these dreams, and it's like Jesus like telling her and helping her, so then she like prays to Jesus. And then she ends up like crying. It's like really sad, honestly. But then we get back to Finney, and he gets his first phone call from Bruce. And basically, Bruce says, oh wait, hold on, I'm like messing up around here. So basically we have Finney, and he sees this window, and he tries to like jump up to try and open it. And then he ends up like falling, and it doesn't work out. So he's like, well, if this could have happened, Robin wouldn't have done it. So then he ends up getting his call from Bruce, and then Bruce tells him that he started crawling under the like boards, and there was like a cable wire that he could use for the window. So he ends up getting that, and then he tries to get up there, but it doesn't work. But he ends up using like the rug and like how he does it, which probably won't happen in real life. So you know, and then that's how he ends up like getting the window off. And I was thinking, wouldn't you be afraid that he would hear it and come down? And that's when he realized, oh wait, these are soundproof walls. So he got the window off, but he wasn't, but then I guess he just, I don't know, honestly. And then, so he comes down, the grabber comes down with the food, and he's like thinking like, what's in it? He's like, salt and pepper, because he made like eggs, and it was like, you know, kind of funny. And then he's like, if I would have why would I poison you? I already have you down here. So he does end up eating the food. And it's just, I like the actor and the way he does like the voice of the grabber, because it's like funny at times, but it's also serious, and he's like crazy. Like I think Ethan Hawke is a really good actor, and like so excited with him. So then the grabber leaves, and Ethan sees that he shut the door. Like he didn't shut the door all the way and lock it, and then goes to like leave. But then what happens is, I think Bruce calls again, or another person comes. It's the newspaper boy. And he basically tells him, don't go out there, like, it's a trap. He's gonna, like, whip you and everything. So, like, he goes up there, but he just, like, sees, like, he's just standing there, like, it's just the way that they get, like, a shit off, and he was, like, sitting so weird, and it was just the most weirdest thing ever. And what I forgot to say is, every time I introduce a new boy, we'll have like a like VHS tape kind of their life, and then when they got kidnapped. But since we saw Bruce, we got to kind of like see like him baseball and then growing up and everything. But I really liked how they did that, like each boy like showing everything. So I thought that was really interesting. The guy comes again when she's called like Paperboy, because he doesn't know his real name because he's been dead for a long time. And then he basically tells him that under like the wall, like the flooring, he was able to scratch out and like dig a hole. So he starts digging a hole and everything, and he ends up putting a rug over it, and he like works on that. And then we have more with Gwen, and then she ends up basically like having a dream of him like Finney like in like the house, and basically screaming. So yeah, and it like shows him at school, like, you know, like this, I'm telling everyone looking at her, and she like talked to her father, like, you know, and I guess like the mother had dreams, and I guess the dreams ended up telling the mom to hurt herself. So it does have a little talk about suicide. So if you can't listen to that, I advise you not to watch maybe. And then so whatever. And then it goes, and then she haven't had a dream for a while. And basically what goes like, Jesus, what the F? Like, what the F? Like, I've asked you for dreams to help me. You give me no dreams, not nothing. And it was like, it was funny, but also kind of sad, honestly. It's just, like, she just wants to find her brother. And she's getting frustrated with Jesus because she really wants to, like wants him to be alive because he is, like, the only person, like, that helps her. And I understand, like, her being angry at Jesus because I've been there once. I didn't really say those exact words, but so it does show, like, the kind of person she is. So it shows that. And then we basically have Finney again, and he gets a call from a third boy, which I forgot who. No, I didn't. His name is Vince, and he was, like, kind of mean. And basically, like, they had, like, a little talk and had, like, a little VHS of everything. And it basically shows him, like, tells him, so refrigerator, like, you can, like, play the, like, get the wall and open it. And he does, but he's not able to get, like, through the refrigerator, but there's meat. So he's, like, just laying down because, like, there's nothing, and he's tried everything. And then he ends up getting told that when because it's the second time he tried to play the trick on him to, like, make him go upstairs, that the guy fell asleep. And this is back with the paper boy, so I'm, like, backtracking. I'm sorry, guys. But he's like, you can go upstairs, there's a combination, it's on the wall somewhere, and it was, like, 7337, 7331 or something like that. So we, like, got the combination. He had, like, put up, like, 7331 or something like that. And then, like, really when he opened it, the dog started barking. So, of course, the guy woke up and then chased him and basically, like, caught up to him, and he was yelling. And lights turned on, but he had, like, a knife to his neck. I was like, if you talk anything, I'm going to gut you. And I started thinking, I think I would rather be gutted right there, because whatever he is going to do to me is going to be far worse, you know? So then we go back to, like, the meat thing. And we have, I am skipping some parts just because my mind's so foggy because I watched it a few days ago. But then we basically just have Gwen, and she sees, like, the Vince thing about him in the car, and it shows, like the number of the house, like, the address, and then she ends up finding the house and seeing, like, the dead bodies. And it was another jump scare that got me. Like, there were, like, a total of 4, and I've, like, got, like, all of them. And that's when she ends up calling the cops and basically telling, like, this is the house. Oh, I just missed a part. Okay, so, backtracking again, because I am so bad at this. I gotta, like, write these down, but I never want to. But basically, they go and they knock on a door, and it looks like it's the door of the guy. And then we basically have this other guy come up, and he is Eddie from It Chapter 2. And when I tell you, I get so excited every time I see that actor, I am not lying. And the guy seems crazy. He's like, oh, like, this is where, oh, like, he has to be somewhere in this area and everything. And then, like, cause, like, she's like, the cops see that he smokes coke, so of course they don't believe him. It's like, if you see this voice, tell me, you know. And then, so we're forward tracking, and basically he gets a call from Robin. And what happens is Robin's like, today's the day, like, you're gonna die. Or whatever, because, like, the guy, like, had this little game, like, the characters, the victims had to play the role of naughty boy. So the reason Finney lasted so long is because he never went upstairs and got beat, and, like, he had to get beat or something to be able to kill him. But then Robin calls and basically explains that you gotta, like, stand up for yourself, and then teaches him how that he needs to go and kill the guy. Like, next time he comes down, he has to kill him. And they do, like, this little fight sequence thing, and it's just really interesting. And then it goes back to the brother. And this part was a little predictable. Like, when I first showed him, I was like, I think that's the brother of, like, the killer. You know, like, I didn't think it was the killer because the guy had long hair and this guy doesn't. But it was the brother. So, part was a little bit predictable, but I mean, other than that, I really didn't care. So then he ends up coming down, And then basically he's like asking for help, like, please help me. And the brother's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I found you. And then the other one put an axe to the head. So, you know, yeah. But then we go to Gwen, and she's basically like calling the cops, like telling them like this is where it is. And then Finney ends up fighting the grabber, like he ends up hitting him in the head, and then he runs because he put like the carpet, and he put like the cable wire, so like he tripped over the cable wire and then like fell in the hole. And then he just kept hitting him in the head with the phone, but like the phone ended up, like he ended up grabbing the phone, but then he was able to like strangle him. And then there was like one last call, so like they were all like coming back at him, and then he was dead. And then the dog was like right there, and he couldn't get it for, like it was gonna like die, so he ended up getting the meat from the fridge and giving it to the dog. And I thought that's just really like kind of cool, like everything they told him to help him get out, he ended up like using it at the end. Like, yeah, it was kind of like cliche or like stupid or whatever, but like I thought it was really interesting just how they did that. And then like the cops are like looking to like, there's nothing here, and then they find a basement, and that's where they found all of the bodies. So it wasn't the house of where they were kidnapped, but it was also all the bodies. And there's a grave, like it's feeling like Finney's gonna die. And then Finney ends up getting out, and it's just this really cute sequence of Gwen running to Finney, and then the cops see him, and you know, like, and then it goes basically like the dad and giving like him a hug. And like the way it shows it, it doesn't show him as like it shows that he actually cares for his kids. He just needs to lay off the alcohol and needs to figure out a better way to punish them, because the way he does it is just evil. But it's just really interesting how he does that. And then there's a scene of him at school, because there's this girl he likes, and they're sitting down. She's like, hey Finney, or something like that, and he's like, call me Finn. And it just ends. And I really like that. I really liked the movie, honestly. I was like really impressed. I would definitely watch it again. Like the moment I find out that it comes out on like digital, I'm buying it. And I wish you would have gave like more of a background on like the grabber and like his like real name, or why he's doing what he's doing, or just something. Because I would have liked, like I loved seeing the scene with grabbers. One, I wish there were more scenes with him. And two, I wish we could figure out more about who he is. And then I also wish we found out why Robin was just walking straight up to him. But maybe he like thought, oh, like if this is a kidnapper, I could fight him. And then he clearly couldn't. So those was like some of the parts I just didn't like. And I didn't like domestic violence. But other than that, I really liked it. I gave it 9 out of 10. And either 4.5 stars or a 4 out of 5. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. And I'm so sorry I did not post last week. Honestly, I just did not feel like it. It was Wednesday, and I was going to, but I was trying to make up work because I was gone for a week. So I was just really like not feeling it. And I love doing YouTube, but I don't want to like force myself to do it, so I don't want to do it anymore. So I did just take a week break, but I am sorry. You should definitely go watch it. A really good beginner horror, because honestly, like the worst part is the jump scares, and then the like scene at the end. Like it's not that bad. So I feel like for like someone who like wants to dip their toes in, it's a great movie to start with. And I would love to like hear the short story. And the short story was made by Stephen King's son. And I really liked the movie. I really liked it, honestly. I keep saying that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I keep sorry that I keep like feeling like backtracking. I'm not good at like explaining everything. I'm trying to get better. I used to write them down, but then I just stopped for some reason. But yeah. But I don't think there's any new movies coming out in 2022 that I'm really excited for, except for like Halloween Ends, and I want to see the new Jurassic World. But if I don't think I'm going to see it soon, so I might not do a movie review on that. But I think this is going to be like my last movie review for a while. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week.